Everyone, this is the hike to Cowles Mountain, which is the highest point in San Diego. On a clear day, you can see from Mexico to Orange County. It's a fun hike. It's about 5 miles round trip. And if you're familiar with my website, I've actually produced a video for this before and a guide for this before. What's happened is I've gotten emails from the residents around the trailhead, and they've said that the people who are parking there are not always the most gracious of visitors. They're blocking driveways, they're leaving trash, even doing things nasty like urinating in the lawns. Now, that trailhead that I had before was the one that was recommended to me by the township. This one, also approved by the township, is a little bit farther away. It's got plenty of parking. There's a park there with bathrooms. It's a little bit better, and it doesn't have such potential negative impact on the community. So, old hike on the blog, new guide for it. Either way, it's a fun hike. And one other thing I should just mention is I get emails all the time. I always knew this is Cowles Mountain, but people say it's Cowles, it's Cowles. They get passionate about the pronunciation. It just doesn't matter. Whether you want to call it Cowles, Cowles, potato, it just doesn't matter. It's still a great hike. So let's go. Let me show you the turn by turns. And if you want to do the hike, make sure you go to HikingGuy.com, where I have all the maps and parking information and all that fun stuff. But come on.
The hike starts on Mesa Road at Big Rock Park, and there are bathrooms here in the park. And this is the trailhead. There's a few trails kind of spreading out here. So you're going to go on the trail by the trail board, which is straight ahead and kind of to the right or straight here. These other trails will get you there eventually, but they're used trails. A lot of people come here to walk their dogs and, just enjoy the area. But this is where we want to go. And this is the Big Rock Trail. And there are signs here. It's pretty well marked at the Mission Trails park here. So we're going to keep on going straight. And eventually the trail kind of goes up. You're going to see Cowles Mountain in the distance right there. I'm going to go straight, and there's some twists and turns here, and there's some used trails to the side here. You can see here's one of them to the right that goes into the neighborhood. We're going to stay on the main trail, which is here. It's always wider, it's always bigger, and there's stairs and little aids to help the climb as we go up here. And then when we come to this junction, we're going to go left and continue on the Big Rock Trail. The trail to the right goes into one of the neighborhoods. And from here on out, we're out of the neighborhood area and we're onto the trail and park area. And the trail climbs up pretty steadily. It's not like a big mountain climb, but you will feel it. It's obviously the highest point in San Diego, so you're going to have to work for it a little bit. Also, there's this one little shady part on the bottom here, but otherwise the trail's pretty exposed, so you're going to want to make sure you bring plenty of water and sun protection. In the summer, it can get pretty brutal here, especially midday. So do it early, do it late, or do it in the winter. Now when we come up to this junction for the Mesa Trail off to the left, we're going to go straight. And again, there's trail signs here. It's all pretty straightforward to follow, and continue to climb up until we get up to kind of like this little fence area here at the Cowles service road. You can see a park ranger's over there collecting trash. We're going to make the right-hand turn, and basically we're going to stay on this road until we get to the summit. And here you can see it's also very exposed. There is this gradual part there, and you'll be able to see the peak and the trail going up to the peak in the distance. And then after this little gradual climb, it starts to steepen up a little bit. There's some of these little side trails here. You can just avoid them. There's a couple of them that are official and a couple used trails. We're just going to stay on this big road until we get to the summit. And you can see it starts to get steep here. It's pretty tough, but it's not super long. So just stick through it. Take breaks if you need to. Enjoy the views if you need to stop. And eventually the road will get to the summit area. Sorry for the shake here. And there's sort of an obvious place to the right where there's the towers. But we're going to sneak up this little rock trail here to the left to get to the summit. And you don't have to go up these rocks. If you go a little bit farther, there's stairs, but you made it this far, you're tough enough to go up these rocks. And here you are, the peak of Cowles Mountain. And on a clear day, you can see Mexico. That's Mexico down there, that tall little peak in the background. There's a monument marker. There's some interpretive displays. And then, enjoy the views and then just head on back down the way you came.
So that's it, Cowles Mountain. It's a tough one at the end. It gets really steep, but I've seen people of all shapes, sizes, ages, genders, everything you can imagine do this hike successfully. So you can too. And if you do want to do it, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to click on the link in the description underneath the video that has all the parking information and maps and everything you need to know to do the hike safely. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, if you could do me a big favor and click the little thumbs up button, that will help other people find this video. Hopefully do the hike safely, properly, and not have a negative impact on the neighborhood here and the locals. So Cowles Mountain, Cowles Mountain, whatever you want to call it, it's there for you to hike.